It's been 2 days. 2 days. Yeah. So, what is going on in your mind at present? Nothing. Plan B. Good. Good that you should have a plan B after 2-3 attempts if you're not clearing. Then? Yeah? Confusion, what next? Is there a pencil here? Okay. Does this right? Okay. Is it tilted like this or for this? Okay. See, let us be very honest, and only then you will get a proper approach on what should be done next. Fine. So, okay, plan B, confusion, then?
Loss of faith. Like, even if you're putting so much, are you going to get that complete? You don't guarantee that.
Okay. Then? Anything else? By the way, only this many students are not clearing prelims, is it? So the rest of them are clearing prelims. I don't know if they are, if at all they are listening to this, and if they are here and they are not coming, I don't know why. Whatever emotions you are in, or if at all you have an ego to come also, please break all that. Only if you are talking to your mentors, you'll get an idea, because we have been through this phase. It's not like somebody has put me in this place all of a sudden. We were students. I have seen, I think, compared to you, I have seen more failures. Okay, because you have not even been to interview stage. You have not even been there and missed out by 3 marks, 4 marks, 5 marks, 6 marks. That is even more painful. Fine. So, the thing is, all of us are in the same boat. Just that here I am on the opposite side teaching you, right, running an institution. The other side, you're also in the same boat, but you don't have any financial stability as of now, apart from a few of you. Right, this is the difference. Right, even I am a failure, you're a failure. But it is about how you take it forward. Right, so, and please don't, always I have been saying this, if this is life, UPSC is only this, right? So please don't relate your entire life to this small thing called as UPSC. This should not define you. This should not tell, okay, whether you are intelligent, not dumb, all that. It should not define you. It should not define your social status. It should not define your mental status. It should not define your financial status. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Clear? So, just because you have not cleared prelims doesn't mean that you are a dumb guy or below average, because most of you whom I have interacted, you come from a very good educational background. Right? In fact, if you look at my side also, I didn't clear, but I studied in one of the best schools called as Bishop Cotton's in Bangalore. People from localites would be knowing about that school. Right? That person by name Ebenezer was our principal. Now he runs his own school by name Ebenezer. Then my engineering was from RV College, supposed to be one of the best colleges in the state itself. Right? So my academics was pretty decent, pretty good. CAT, I had got 99 plus. All that was there. But still, I was not able to make it. Whether you're not making it by 1 mark, 2 marks, 5 marks doesn't matter. Ultimately, whether you're in the list or not, that is all matters. So that is the reason I'm saying all of us are in the same boat. Just that I stopped at my 4th attempt. There were 2 more attempts. I stopped because I wanted a different, I thought, okay, let me put a full stop and let me do something else. Or let me become more financially stable. So what I'm trying to tell you is, I've also been through the same phase, even worse phase. Because when somebody misses out 2 times by close margin, that pain is much, much greater than what you are going through. So, it is all about how you take it forward, what amendments you should do. Should you look out for plan B? As I said, this should not happen at all, because this exam should not define what you are, ultimately. Because there are so many people who are not successful in UPSC, but they are successful somewhere else. Right? Am I right? Right, I think even Google CEO was one of the, once he had given 2 attempts, but he had not cleared prelims. So that is how it is. His father was an IAS. I don't know whether how many of you know about it. You read about him. His father was a very honest IAS officer. And he had got a very good name, credibility, all that. So because of it, his son also tried, but it didn't happen. But then what else can you become? Right? He is the CEO of the largest multinational company. So what I'm saying is, in life, you need to see, if you want to be successful, obviously you have to put in that efforts. Not everybody can become successful. If you want to play in the Indian 11 team, there are so many other people, talented people. If you look at it, you guys are also talented, but they were not able to make it through. So that has happened. So it is all about how you see life and how you see things and how you can see what fits, what role fits, and how you go about it. And as I said, UPSC itself is not life. Clear. Coming to the confusion, I'll come with that. Even plan B, if at all you are, say, 4th attempt, at least above 4 attempts, and you have thought that you have put in that sincere, hard efforts, and still you are not able to clear, then please try out for plan B. Plan B in the sense, one is competitive exams. There are many other competitive exams like NABARD, RBI, right? Bank, I don't think it has the same credibility now, or probably the work time and all, no, they've actually extended. So it's very difficult in a bank to work right now. I think NABARD would do, then your state exams would do, then SSC is there, Group B, and there are many other Group A services, central government services that you can look forward for. Even CAPF for that matter. There are many students who have cleared CAPF. So that is also there. Right? So there are many other things. One is you need to make a list of all this other competitive exams. First thing is that. And second thing is your work itself. If you want to start working, whether you want to go back to your IT sector, or if you're a doctor, you want to go back to that, whatever it is, whichever field you're coming from, please look out for an alternative. Fine. These are the things. Like, again, if you want to start another UPSC institution, it will not work out. There's a lot of competition in this field. Right? And we have so much of experience. Right? Obviously, you guys start your 7-8 years behind us. To catch up with us, it will take a lot of time. By then, we would have scaled up. Right? So that will not work. Practically, I'm speaking, because after IASbaba started, also there were so many websites that came up. But how many of them are successful? Right? That we should ask. So instead of thinking like that, think of something that, if not for this, it should be like, if not for, say, suppose worst case, I'm not clearing UPSC at all, then I should be happy with this role. Whether it is the other government jobs or whether it is my whatever education background I come from. I'm a lawyer, doctor, engineer, IT sector. So these are things that should be done with a person who has already given 4 attempts at least. More than 4, we should start thinking on those lines. Am I clear? Anything else that is coming to your mind? At this point of time, what do you need the most? At right now, what are you feeling? What do you need the most? Yeah? Yeah? What do you think you need the most? Huh? Telling you, be honest. It's a very informal meet. That is the reason I said, I didn't mention the word session also. I said, I want to talk to you guys. Yeah. Financial stability. That is the reason you have to look for plan B. Again, in the same field also, if you think another 1 more year you want to give and you can prepare with it, then you can work as content writers, whatever it is. Yeah, anything else? Right now you want financial stability. Anything else? Anything else? Anything that is coming to your mind right now, whatever is striking, you can tell me. Yeah, it is the most, I've been telling that, most productive years. I always stress on that, 20 to 30 years. the most productive years, and by the time you realize what it is, you are almost 30, 28, 30, and you have to find a job, you have to get married, there are other commitments, many things are there. So that is the reason, the sooner you come out of this zone, the vicious cycle, it is always better. So that is the reason I stopped. And today if I look back, I'm happy. But I don't know whether that can apply to everyone. Right? Only if you are successful, you will be happy. If I was not successful when I was starting this, my relatives and all were saying, what is he doing? He is teaching. In Kannada we say maestro. Maestro anta ivnu maestro maestro means like they think 15,000 ka job, 20,000 ka job, normal teacher like that. They had an opinion of that. Because they didn't understand what is this online, what is this offline, what is IASbaba, all that. But when it became success, then they understood. Clear? I'll tell you, success is the best revenge. Instead of speaking, instead of doing anything else, no, you become successful in life. That would be the best revenge. That, right? Yeah. Anyways, but first of all, why did I go to that? Financial stability, is it? Yeah, because then for me, what was important was financial stability. Though I was very close to the exam, but I had to take a call. And obviously in life, you'll always come up with two choices. Every time. Yeah, it's like I've experienced that. Every time there's two choices. Every time it comes down to that. And it is up to you on what you choose, and you have to be confident and you have to go with that. You never know how it will turn. Say if IASbaba would not have grown to this extent, everybody would have said, I knew this fellow is a failure. Right? That is what will happen at the end of the day. So it is about your choices, and many a times we will always be left with two, even in your personal life or in your professional life, whether you have to choose this one or this person. It can be your parents, your person whom you are in love with, or anybody for that matter, or your work for that matter. You want a job, you want this exam, right? UPSC is like an addiction, right? I hope all of you agree to it. It's just like an addiction. You get into it, it is very difficult to come out of it, right? We should have this ban actually, like just like this drugs ban and all, no? We should have like probably after 2 attempts or 3 attempts. Earlier it was, I think, 2 attempts only. Even during our times it was 4 attempts, general merit. That would have been better. Because at least that those students, they could have used it in a different way altogether. Right? Unless and until you are so strong that you want to stop it at 4, it is very difficult to stop. Once you get into it, it is very difficult to come out of it. Till you finish all your attempts and age. And finally, is it worth it? Is it worth it is what you should be asking. All the pain, all the suffering, all that you are going through, is it worth it? But if you clear this exam, it is definitely worth it. I have seen it from very close angles. Very, very close angles, my own very close students. Things have changed completely, upside down for them. Of course, that with work profile, that is a different thing, lot of pressures, that is different. But once you clear, the entire social status, the economic status, everything changes. Right? But it is really worth it if you clear. If you don't clear, right? So anything that is risky, you will always have that gains. Stocks, best example. Stocks and shares, right? Whatever it is, you invest, higher the risk, higher the gain. It can go anywhere, right? You have to, so if you want to be successful, you have to definitely take that risk. All that we have is one life. All that we have is one life. You need to enjoy it. That you should keep. More than anything is, you need to enjoy. You need to be happy. That is the major essence of life. Right? Second part is, you think this is the service that will give you everything, then obviously you have to go for it. You have to take that risk. You have to undergo that frustration. You have to undergo that humiliation. Right? It will hit your ego to the core. It will hit your ego. It will put you down. It will put you to the corner. It will stuff you one side. Right? UPSC, it changes the personality altogether. The Mohan that I was 10 years back and the Mohan that I am right now is completely different. Completely different. Even my own friends don't believe that I am the same person. Right? That is what UPSC will give it. I was like, when we are appearing for CAT, I was scared about this group discussion always. right? Though I was good in all that paper mein, but on discussion, my mouth, I was not able to open my mouth. And also I didn't have content. See, UPSC gives you a lot of content so that you can speak on anything for that matter. In GRE, I think GRE or TOEFL, you have that 1 minute mein you have to speak. Whatever topic mein you have to just speak for 1 minute. So that was so difficult then for us. But with UPSC, it'll not only help you grow intellectually, but also help you grow emotionally. You will become emotionally strong. Your personality will change. You will not understand that. It probably somebody who's seen you in close angles. Only those people will be able to tell you. It will definitely make a lot of changes in one's personality. That is what I'm happy with for UPSC. Like whatever, it will teach you a lot of things, which other exams or other things in life will not teach you. Most importantly, it will make you humble. It will break your ego. That is, if humility is something that we should always have in life, be it professional or in personal life. So that is what it will teach you. And it will teach you a lot of patience. Patience is very, very important in this exam. Right? It will teach you perseverance. All that is there. Ultimately, finally, we are all here to clear the exam. Right? So right now, what you need is somebody to tell you that I am there with you and you will clear this exam. That is what I personally feel. That is what I personally feel that you would be, most of you, not everybody. See, obviously, every person has a different mindset and different expectations. But if I would personally want all of you to give the exam and clear this exam, with that intent, if somebody is at this present stage and a lot of potential students around, so somebody, all that you would require is somebody that believe in you, who can tell you that we are there with you and you have all the potential to crack this exam. Because I've seen students whom I thought are not capable have cleared this exam. So please try to understand this. It does not require intelligence or some intellectual trait to help you to clear this exam. All that it requires is an average person, right, who can believe in himself, and perseverance is very important, right, and who puts that efforts consistently. As I said, it will test you, it will check all that, patience, everything, but you have to, if you want to be successful in this field, you have to give it one more attempt, one more year. Fine. Now coming to what should be the approach. So, first and foremost thing is, have you analyzed what went wrong? Have you all done that? Say for example, I've read something on president, I've read something on parliament, I've read something on fundamental rights, and the same questions have appeared in polity and I'm not able to do it. Did you go through those questions and understand why you are getting it wrong? Or something in geography or something in economics, inflation, repo rate, whatever it is. So you have understood and still you have got it wrong. So have you done that analysis? If you have not done it, right, please before you start off for the next year, first and foremost thing is analyze your paper. Not only this year, say suppose you are not clearing in the last 3-4 years. Say suppose you have 4 attempts, you have given 4 attempts. Take all the 4 years ka paper. This next 3-4 days, you can start off afresh from Monday. The Monday, right, you can start off afresh. Till then, take the last, whatever attempts you have given. Say 1 attempt, 2 attempts, 3 attempts, 4 attempts. You have to take that paper and divide it into subjects. Polity, history, economics, geography, science and tech, environment. And later, try to see how many questions you have got right in each subject. And how many questions you have got wrong in each subject and why you have got it wrong. And that wrong, as I keep saying, divide it into 4 parts. Lack of clarity, lack of revision, overconfidence, not reading the complete sentence, right, trying to take a wild guess. So divide the wrongs into 4 parts like this, right. So that has to be done for every attempt that you have given till now. So you will get a clarity on, and also you will get the themes on which the questions have been coming from. So both the things will happen at the same time. So that has to be done now. That is the first thing. Introspection. Introspection is very important. One is on the day of the exam, what went wrong. Second thing is, last 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, whatever number of years you have put, what went wrong. Was it guidance itself? Was it your efforts itself? Right? Was it your understanding of the subject, the way you have understood, or whether you were not able to read current affairs properly, or whether you were not able to make notes properly, or whether you were not able to revise? You have to be very brutally honest. Right? Stop blaming others. All that you can do is you have to blame yourself for the failure. Even for success, it is your success. I've been saying that 90% is your success. The 10% probably comes from the mentor, all that. Because we would be giving the same inputs to every student who come and meet me. Whether you are a part of IASbaba or not, whenever a student comes and meets me, it will be the same input. But how many of them have cleared? Right? That is the bigger question there. So that is the reason I'm saying your success or failure, please don't blame others. You're matured enough to handle the responsibility, right? And accept the reality. I've been saying this, 2 things, please keep this in mind. Always be practical, accept reality. Second thing is always be honest to yourself. These 2 things are very, very important in life. Be it in your professional life or personal life. Don't fool around. Okay, just because to impress somebody you're studying, right? Just because to impress somebody you're getting something, that will not work. Forget about impressing others. Try to impress your own self. That is very, very important. It is time that you start seeing within you. Forget about what the outside world says, what XYZ says. Just try to forget that and try to focus now onwards. The next 3-4 days, a lot of self-introspection is required. So it is time that you start looking inward. What went wrong on the day of the exam? What went wrong during my preparation days? Honestly, you have to put it down on paper. Not like thinking. See, don't just keep thinking. Always thinking. No, it'll be there. It will not be permanent. It is temporary. You have to jot it down on the paper. You're in 12 months. Did you really spend 12 months studying consistently for 6 to 8 hours? Ask yourself. You ask the right side. You see, answer is within you. Right? You come to me. I mean, you will come to me. Obviously, you will come to me. You will ask me. I'll give you tips, guidance, all that I'll give you. But the thing is, where you went wrong, you should understand. Only then I'll be able to give you a right solution, because every individual is different. Every individual problem is different. You have to understand your problems from your own perspective. Right? What went wrong? You have to be very brutally honest. Ask the right set of questions, because the answer is within you. Because I do not know really whether you have studied for so many hours. I really do not know whether you have understood geography properly, whether you have understood economics properly, unless and until you have come to me and I have asked a question to you. Or you have shown me your answers and I can tell you, okay, Acha, this is where you have made a mistake. Your basics itself is not right. Right? So that is the reason. Please don't go looking for XYZ. Ask them, they will not give you solutions. I'm being very honest here. I'm just speaking like an elder brother to you here today, because I've also been there. It is very difficult at this point of time. I know there are a lot of emotions that will be running through, what to answer to your parents, what to answer especially to your relatives. And the relatives' questions to your parents most importantly, and parents' pressure on us. That is how it will happen. Right? There were days where I had to jump out of my stairs, go to the next road when the relatives used to come. Or hide in that attached bathroom toilet. All this we have done. Because it is difficult to make them understand. I cannot tell them, yeah, I'm just close, by 6 months I've missed, and my pabad was, right, it was screwed up. I cannot tell them, they cannot make them understand. Unless and until you get a rank. Getting it? So, don't look out for answers outside. This is the time to look at your own self, introspect, and be brutally honest with yourself. Ask whatever questions you have right now, write it down there. Why didn't I clear it? Did I really put that 8 hours or 6 hours? Say 6 hours every day for that 1 year. Or was I in a relationship that, that didn't work out? Did I focus more on that? And see, it is all about prioritizing things in life. Yes, you're in love. This is the age you have to be in love. But the thing is, once you know what is important in life, you need to prioritize also. Because I am a person, I fell in love at the age of 14, 15. And that is the girl I'm married also today. Right? So, what I'm trying to tell you is, I am just like you. Right? I am just a simple, common person with all the same feelings. Right? The same failures. Just that it is about how how did I come to this side? Right? Whatever with small success in life. So everybody, when I can do it, I think you guys are much intelligent, much more brilliant than me. You can also do it. Some of you are from IITs, all that, very good educational background. So, so many good things in you. In fact, when I used to write my answers and the answers that you guys write, it is completely, I feel ashamed to see my own answers, that first answers and your answers. So you're definitely better. Just that you have to believe in yourself that you're better, and you have to give that one honest attempt. So that self-introspection becomes very, very important. This is the first thing that you should do. Be brutally honest, ask the right set of questions, and don't go searching for the answer. The answer is within you. It is time that you start looking inward. Please try to understand that. Even coming to that love thing or relationship thing, it has an immense energy. Just try to use it in the right direction. And once you clear, everything will fall in place. Fine. There are quite a few of my friends who have cleared just for that sake. So it will fall in place. Right? But without success, who will even give you that respect? Today, somebody looks up to me or talks to me because we are in this stage. Probably if I was not in this stage, who the hell would have even talked to me, right? Or who would have listened to me? That is how life is, and you have to accept the harsh realities of life. That is the irony of life. Your success, people come behind you. Successful people will come behind you. People will flog around you. Clear? As I said, it's one life. Be successful. When I say successful, it is not only UPSC. It can be any field wherein that satisfaction is there. You are happy with that. Clear? So first thing that you have to do going forward is introspection, being brutally honest to yourself. Second thing is, with respect to, once you do that, then what you have to do is identify your weak areas. Whatever it is, be it GS 1, 2, 3, 4, identify them and start focusing on that. It can be economics, whatever it is. Take out your entire 4 papers, see whatever your weak areas. It can be topic wise also. Say suppose you have not studied something on world history or something even in polity, something related to federal relations. So you think that is your weak area. List out from GS 1 to GS 4. List all the topics. List all the topics, the weak areas, right? So focus on that. Fine. Coming to current affairs. Say I've been telling, please stick to one source. Our IASbaba, I would definitely say all that you have to do is trust and revise that. That is more than enough. And newspaper reading, I've been telling that please don't drop newspaper reading because there will be certain news that we will not be able to cover in the articles because it is just a passing reference for the students. But the questions like what is happening in IR and all, Africa is focused. The questions that you are coming in UPSC, right? It is like something that has happened here. So this country is in this state, that you would have just read it in the newspaper. So that is the reason at least 30 to 40, I'm not saying more than 1 hour, it should be around 30 to 40 minutes only. Because again you have IASbaba that you will be reading monthly, anyway the magazine is there. So what you can do is just go through it because majority of that would be covered in IASbaba itself. Right, only things that say something extra has come out, that is nothing but a value addition. Instead of looking into different institutions, just stick to one, whichever you feel is comfortable. Just rely on that. Because I don't want to mention the name of the institution. There was a huge hype during 2016. Of course, there were questions that had come directly. But after that, just give me one example where it has come. UPSC made sure that it did not come. So UPSC is quite smart enough, and for that you have to also be smart enough to understand what UPSC, in what direction it is thinking. What is the trend of the exam? Clear? So stick to one source, revise it more number of times, do read newspaper, make it an habit. It can be the last thing that you can read before you go to sleep. If you are feeling bored, saturated, just take up newspaper, read for 35 to 40 minutes. But please do read newspapers. There are many examples like that. Hindu ka additional sheet, art and culture you will get. Right? In mains it will help, in prelims it will help. So there's so many things. Just flip through it. You know, by now I think you are thorough with the syllabus at least. So when you know this is the syllabus, obviously you know what topics are important for the exam perspective. Clear? That is to do with current affairs. Third thing is making notes. Whoever I've spoken to, all the toppers, there is one common thing. One is they have revised. Second thing is they are consistent. Third thing is note making. Short notes that will really help you in mains. Gunjita is a TLP student. We have a program called TLP Plus, right? That is for main students only. So she's a part of that program. This time she has got 26th rank. First 4 attempts she has not cleared prelims at all. She has not cleared prelims at all. 5th attempt she gets rank 26 in one straight go. How was this possible? How was this possible? Because the efforts, because I've asked the same question in the interview, because this is something that many students keep asking me. Every time she lost in prelims, what did she do? All that she did was, she obviously took 1 week or 2 weeks ka break and she started off again. She kept on making notes and everything was prepared, everything was set. All that she wanted was to clear prelims, that first stage. And the moment she cleared, she happened to be in the top 30 rank, which is obviously a very good rank, a 2-digit rank. So that can happen only if you're consistent. There are people who say, I've cleared it in first attempt, but that student has been preparing since 2020. I mean, these are students whom I know personally. Nobody can clear that in just 1 year. This exam is not for somebody, say next year is the exam, I'll start this year and I'll clear. It will not happen. It is really difficult. At least 1.5 years you would have prepared. Just that person would not have given the attempt. So that, especially I'm talking about top 100, not the other ranks. Other ranks, even now if I prepare properly, I'll get a rank. But if you want to get in that top 50 and all, it is not that easy. Probably that guy, because not probably, I've seen only, they've been preparing since 2 years, all that. Probably that is their first attempt. Or that is their, so obviously what I'm trying to tell you is, hard work is there. There's nothing like smart work that 1 year you do and you're very smart and you get a rank. It doesn't work out like that. Hard efforts have been put by every student. Clear? We see Virat Kohli, we see Ambani, we think he's so lucky. But how much efforts he has put, nobody knows that. Right? So Virat Kohli is said to be the most consistent player. For that, the person he was earlier when he joined the Indian cricket team, right? If you see him in the early days, chubby Virat Kohli, not so consistent, all that. But the transformation that happened in him, right? The food, everything he changed. It is very, to be a vegan, especially for people who eat non-veg, can understand the pain. Right? From that to becoming a vegan, it is very difficult actually. So he has so much of, self-control. That is very difficult. If you can control yourself, you can control anyone in life. That is how it works out. It's very difficult to give up the temptations. And food is something that we are all attached to. Right? So when you can give up that, when you can do a lot of changes, obviously because of all that hard effort is there today. Getting it? Or even Ambani for that matter, they're so busy, so busy, they're put in that efforts. That is the reason they are there. What I'm trying to tell you is, everybody who are in that level, they have put in that hard effort. They have put in that so much of efforts. Without hard work, success is not possible. Even today, we put in so much of us. I don't think you guys put the same number of hours that I put. I'm not a student. But the number of hours I keep working, when I say working, mentoring, I get calls at 1, if I'm awake, I'll reply at 2, all that is there. So, the kind of work that we do on a daily basis and the kind of efforts that you guys are putting is no match. When I can put in that efforts, you are still younger to me and you are there, you're preparing for the exam. I'm not preparing for the exam. Right? You need to put in the same number of efforts, or in fact more than me. Clear? Yeah, coming to that one, note making becomes very important. How to make notes also. I hope I'm not boring you. I hope you're trying to understand what I'm trying to say. See, everything is coming from the complete my experience. It's not any, I mean, very honestly I'm speaking. So please try to understand the essence of it. Coming to notes, I've told a few students before, again I'll repeat the same thing. You take any topic for that matter, say women for that matter, the poverty, it can be in any paper, GS 1, 2, 3, 4, constitution, mobilization of resources. Salient features of Indian, any random topics I've taken. What is the time? Yeah? 12:30. Any topic for that matter, first try to understand. First thing that you have to do in your notes is, say every paper has 100 topics. Say you will have 400 page notes. Basically what I am trying to say. So when you are revising, only that 100 pages is enough for you. So first is, say, try to understand the scope. There's certain things are very straightforward. There's nothing to understand as a scope. Say constitution, poverty, women, and like say mobilization of resources. What I am trying to tell you by try to understand the scope is, try to understand the subtopics. Say here mobilization of resources, natural resource, man-made resource. First and foremost is you need to understand this part. Most of the students get into this, whether resources, where is it available, what are the issues with it, how do you efficiently use it, all that comes next level. First of all, you need to understand there are two types of resources called as natural, man-made, then forest, all that. So once you know these are the topics, when you're reading something, it automatically clicks. This is part of, I can put this answer, this point, this example, this fact in this part of the paper. That is how the mind should work. So always this breaking down into subtopics, you can get it to me as well. Right? This is very important. So try to understand the scope. This becomes a very important part of it. Right? Here also, salient features of Indian Constitution. Right? No need to go to the next level. That is enough. That is enough. Then you start preparing first is try to understand the scope. Next, that comes themes. Second part is themes. That I'll come to. Say salient features of Indian Constitution. What are the salient features? Sorry, this is not Indian Constitution. Yeah, this is Indian Constitution. There's salient features of Indian society. Basically, what are the unique features of Indian society? You don't have to read a book for this, right? In common sense, if you start thinking caste system, joint family system, right? Or diversity in terms of language, in terms of religion, in terms of geography, all these are salient features. So try to understand the subtopics. That is the first thing that you need to do. And this does not apply to every topic. Again, as I said, here I cannot do it. Next is themes. What do I mean by themes? Is say for example, constitution or women. What I'll do is I'll write it like this. This is one circle, this is one circle. There are two sources for this. One is PYQs, the other one is TLP. Very important sources. Okay, so once I go to PYQs, I'll try to understand what questions have come from women or say constitution or poverty perspective. I'll not write the question here. I'll write the theme on which the questions have come. Is it on the social status of women? The questions have come on that. You need to broaden the topics. So that is what is called themes. You need to divide it into themes. Right? The economic perspective of women. Right? Or in poverty, definition has been asked. Or what are the issues? So like that you need to try to divide it into themes. Constitution, borrowing of the constitution. Or is it amendability of the constitution? Right? So like that you need to divide it into themes. And one source would be PYQs, the other best source is TLP. If you go to our website, right, if you go to that main page of TLP, we have segregated into GS 1, 2, 3, 4. And each paper again GS1 is further divided into three parts. That is society, geography and history. Again, once you go to society, there are a lot of questions on women, poverty that has been asked since last 5-6 years. So what I'm trying to tell you is you get exposed to more and more number of questions on the same topic. So that exposure is very, very important for a student because you are trying to understand that topic from every other perspective, and the best source would be PYQs and TLP. Clear? So this is the second thing that you have to do in that note. So all this come in that one page itself. The one A4 sheet top you should have this. So it is like 100 topics, it will come in 50 pages because one side, one topic. Right, 50 pages may you'll have the entire GS1, GS2, another 50 pages like that. So it should be like this. Second is you have to do it into themes. Third part is, this I've told it earlier as well, make notes in this format. Say demographic dividend, 4 parts, definition of it, issues, challenges, you can call it by different names, it is altogether issues only. Then impact, who are the stakeholders, how it is impacting. Then solution, every issue should have a solution. That is how a bureaucrat should think. And then value addition. When I say value addition, it is reports, data, committee, everything together. So this is nothing but your intro in answer writing, body and conclusion. The value additions get circulated, it can come in definition, it can come, the facts and data can come in body, it can come in conclusion. Some committee has recommended so and so. So these 3 things should be done on the same page. So note making also becomes very important. Or you can use one note. See, I'm just giving an example. I'm not telling you to follow the same thing. This is just one example. Whichever you are comfortable with, you can start making notes on that. Am I clear? Next, the 4th thing is CSAT. Right? CSAT has become a nightmare. Right? Even for people, IITians. Right? That guy, one guy had called, he had been to interview, has got a rank also this time. But some 102 in GS and is not clearing CSAT. So this is the status in which it has come to. Of course, the difficulty level of the paper has been increasing. Right? It has been increasing. So there are 2 ways in which we can look into. There's this guy by name Banu Prakash, who is a doctor, MD has done, and he has also got a rank this time. So for him, again, for doctors usually CSAT is the difficult part. So what he had done is, he had taken 12 topics, the common recurring topics in UPSC. It can be numbers. If you look at this year ka paper, majority of the questions were on numbers. Right? It can be permutation combination, it can be the speed and distance, it can be ratio proportion, it can be on averages. So try to list down the themes on which the questions have been coming. And he made sure that for every topic at least 50 questions he had solved. This was the strategy, and after that, because he also, it was his 3rd attempt that he had cleared. So even one attempt when he had not cleared, again it was because of CSAT. And he did that, and the next 2 attempts he cleared. Even this attempt he has cleared. And how many days did he have for preparation? The results were out just 5 days before prelims exam. And still he is clearing exam and he is coming for mains, now rank improvement. So the thing is, it's a knack, it's a skill. Prelims, once you get an habit of it, it becomes like every time you can clear that exam. But to get to that stage, of course, it is very difficult to get to that stage. But again, as I said, you have to work on your weakness. You know that because of CSAT, last time you have not cleared, and if you are not clearing it even this time, then who should be blamed? You knew that was your weakness, right? So then obviously you should have put in that efforts. If you knew that in economics that was your weak area, and if you not put in that efforts in economics, then who will help you? Especially core subjects cannot be neglected. Polity, history, economics, geography cannot be neglected, come what may. Because 50%, minimum 50% of your questions will come from the static part, the core subjects. Right? So, if that is the reason, CSAT, you can strategize and you can keep every day 1 hour. But I would personally tell you that not to start CSAT now, because you still have a lot of days. If you, where is it? Right, from today's what day is today? June? When is the exam? Yeah? $330 days left. 330 days are left, right? Exactly. Somewhere probably 5 or 10 days more extra. That anyway it will go just like that. So let us start, forget about 14 June also. As I said, this 3-4 days just focus on introspection. Say from Monday, what is the date? Monday, what is the date? Say you can start from 19 June. I mean, anyway, this 3-4 days, I'm not telling you to waste. Introspection is not wasting your time. That is the best, that is the most important thing to start off with. Clear? So, this one, from till here, it is roughly on 320, 330 or 340 days you have. You can, one is, you can divide this into 3 parts. 110 days, 110 days, 110 days. Fine. See, the thing is, what I'm trying to tell you is planning. Now, coming to the actual preparation part. Planning and targets are very, very important. Very, very, very important. Because it is one whole year. 330 days or one whole year is a too long a time. I happened to watch this video. It very nicely put up. That guy said it in a very nice way. What he said was, dreams without goals is meaningless. I don't know whether you've watched it or read it somewhere, but very nicely put. But I mean, if you really understand the essence of it, it will make a lot of difference in your life. It says, dreams without goals is meaningless. Clear? Dreams without goals is meaningless, and in order to achieve your dream or in the path of that dream, right, if you want to be successful, discipline is very important. In that path of success, discipline becomes very important, and even more important than discipline is consistency. With commitment, you can start something, but if you want to end something, you need consistency. Very beautifully put up. If you really understood it, I'll repeat again. He says, dreams without goals is meaningless, and in the path of that success or in that road to achieve that dream, discipline becomes very important. And even more important than discipline is consistency. And if you want to start anything in life, you need commitment. Even relationship for that matter, or anything like IASbaba, I wanted to start. You need that commitment, that dedication. But if you want to end it successfully, you need what? Consistency. So that 3 words, consistency, commitment, discipline, plays a very important role in everyone's success. In whichever field we are. It applies to me also, it applies to you also. Clear? And that is what I wanted to come to. Consistency. This becomes very important. In how do you become consistent is with proper plan and targets. Because again I'm saying it is 1 year process. Some of you would have experienced it. Without any plan, without any targets, it cannot go. Because only when you know that this weekend something is there before you, then you are there, you are preparing for it. Unless and until you are really so much self-motivated. That there are students like that also, but hardly few, very, very, very few or minuscule number. Clear? So that targets is very important, planning becomes very important. So one is, you can divide your day into 110 days. In first 110 days, you can focus on GS and make notes. See, it is basically you will have one whole month for one paper. 120 days is 4 months, 4 papers. So you will have don't go by strict demarcation. You can extend to 120, you can reduce 10 days here, extend or reduce 10 days here, that can happen. But overall, since it is a number, I'm just giving you a broader perspective. So here you can focus on GS and start making notes so that your GS 1, 2, 3, 4 is ready. Next 110 days or 100 days, say suppose you take 10 days here, you're left with 100 days optional. This I think by December it will get over. December or January, first 10-15 days. Then after that, this should be only prelims. Even from January or even from October, you can start working on CSAT. Or even January for that matter. All that you have to do is first analyze that introspection should happen. Where you are getting it wrong is one thing. Second is what areas UPSC has been asking questions. And in the same area, how they have been asking questions. At least try to solve 50 questions of every topic. Right? It only comes with practice. And as I have said earlier, you cannot say that I'm very good in maths, I'll attempt only maths. And to this year, a clear, right? I have been telling this, just that you guys have to listen to me. Comprehension this time, okay, it was easy. Last time, how was it? It was so tough. So you cannot rely like that. You have to be balanced. UPSC is what? One is, it is a great leveler. Second thing it will make you balanced. You will have that generalistic perspective. A specialist is not required. Somebody who is an expert in English is not required. Somebody who is an expert in maths is not required for this exam. Clear? So, and try to solve the last 10-year UPSC paper itself. That is very important. Solve them, do introspection, see the themes, all that you do, and then you start off. There's no point in rushing through or just starting like from, you take Arun Sharma or some book and you start off with averages. That will not help you clear the exam. You need to understand first of all, what is the demand of the exam properly, and what is your strength and weakness, and what are you, which level are you in, so that the gap between UPSC and your gap should be addressed. You're not, giving some CAT exam wherein you start off fresh, like from basics to, you go to, Arun Sharma and all is so thick book. I don't know what all books have come now. Right, you cannot be solving all that. There's a strategy on which you should apply and do it. Clear? So CSAT, you can either do it from the month of October, the second phase, or you can do it from month of January. But it has to be done on a daily basis from then. At least 1 hour. 1 hour on a daily basis has to happen. But before that, give all the 10-year ka paper, analyze where you're getting it wrong, all that should be done. Clear? And identify the most recurring topics in maths and even logical reasoning. Clear? Anyway, we'll have classes also. So, there also you can come and sit, that is not a problem. Clear? So, this can be the strategy. Notes, GS, optional, year, prelims only. It is up to you again. It is, but try to break it down into smaller targets so that things can be covered. Or the other way is Monday to Friday you can focus on GS, Saturday, Sunday can be on optional. So like that also you can plan. That is the second one. This is the second one. Monday to Friday, GS, Saturday, Sunday, optional. Anyway, Sunday half a day, as I said, break is very, very important. Please take a break Sunday after 6 p.m. at least. That is very essential because again, it's a marathon. The way you run for a marathon is different from the way you sprint for an 100-meter race. Right? So that you need to understand. Try to understand yourself better. That is very, very important. Right? Which subject makes you happy? I used to start with modern India, that national movement ka and all motivation you want, no? For some people, modern history and all is boring. But for me also it was boring. But when it came to UPSC, I used to always start with that. So once you get that momentum, you become angry and all, then you can start with, you'll get into the groove and then you will start with other subjects. Right? Polity was my favorite subject. So like that, you need to understand, and you need to understand whether you are a night man, night woman, morning man or a morning woman. Right? So it is up to you. There's nothing like only people who study in the morning are brilliant. I used to study in the night and I was equally good. So the thing is, it depends on you again. Right? So this can be the other one. Third thing, as I said, one is you make a plan like this or join a course where we make a plan for you. Either it is up to you. Nobody is forcing you for anything else. But this is how you can do it. But whatever you do, you should have a daily target, weekly targets. Without that, I'm telling you, it is very, very difficult to sustain. Very, very difficult to sustain. Clear? Especially for Gurukul Foundation, I would advise you to join Gurukul Advanced. See, the thing is, even coming to the pricing of that, this time it is 55k. We have increased it by 5k. So 55k plus taxes it is. But for our Gurukul students, be it foundation or advanced, we have brought it down to 28k plus tax. See, even if you take library, because library is a part of Gurukul, it comes to 18k. You pay it outside. Even if you calculate it at 1200 or 1300, almost 16 to 18k is a part of your library itself. all that you will be paying is that 10K extra for the test series and mentorship. If you actually look at it that way. But some of the students, 3 students had messaged me saying that even that is difficult. So what I have thought is, if you want only library of Gurukul also we'll give. Only library of Gurukul, because instead of joining somewhere else, you can join it here only. The price will be around 12 to 14K only. It is like for 1 year. Right? Even mentorship, we are only mentorship if you want also. It is like almost 1,000 per month only for that. So just because this is done, just because some of them ask for, or else again, of course, like some people said in the team, it might, somebody who is willing to join Gurukul Advanced again, it might pull them out. So see, these are honest discussions that we have had, I'm telling you, right in front of you. So, but I said since it is like what I'm trying to tell you is, we have a lot of faith in you guys. You will definitely get a rank. And I don't want to lose that connect. Fine. There's a bond that has been built and I don't want to break that bond also. So that was the reason we have split it into 3 parts, and even only test series, both prelims and mains. There are 170 something, 177 or 178, both prelims and mains test series. If you want that without evaluation, synopsis will be given and detailed solution for prelims will be given, discussion access will be given. So for that also there is somewhere around 4 to 5K it is being planned. So only if you want without any evaluation, you want to come to the classroom, sit and write, and for you synopsis itself is enough, right? That is enough, then that is also there. Actually, if you put everything together, only it is coming to 38K. So here the entire program, if you are financially okay, you can go with it, or else if you just want the library is there at the nominal cost as you go to any other library for that matter. So we have split that anyway, that we put in the group as well. So it is up to you on what to decide, but especially for foundation students, I would advise you to join Gurukul Advanced. It's given at a very reasonable price. As I said, your 16 to 18K itself comes to the library itself. All that you'll be paying extra for the mentorship and test series is 8 to 10K. So if you want that option is also there, or you can take you want just the mentorship. Mentorship again, we don't have any time. You can come any time to the mentor. Even for me though, there's nothing. You can directly come, depending on my time availability, drop a message and come to me. Right? So you can come down, speak to the mentor. There's nothing like restriction that you have to speak at this time, that time. Only you can speak to the mentor, you can show your copies. Obviously, he'll not evaluate, he'll see the answers and he can tell you where you're going wrong, what is happening. So that is also there. Library only also is there. Test only is also there. Or everything put together is a better thing altogether, and that can also be paid in installment. Because one of them said paying that even 28 whatever plus tax is also difficult. So that option is also there. Say finally it is up to you what you decide, because in this program with 28K I am not making any profit. Very straightforward. Yeah, you break it down easily, it comes up to 40-45K. You break everything down, library, tests, printing costs, paying to the mentors, all that. I don't have to speak my business to you, right? So please understand that. Please try to understand. There's nothing like we are pushing you also, but this is the reality. But try to take a call, a rational call. Fine. But again, if that all that is not required, you want to plan, but plan it this way. Monday to Friday GS, Saturday, Sunday optional, or do it like 110 days, 110 days, or 120 days, 100 days, 110 days, like that, whatever it is. CSAT, I would still say, even if you're weak, this is not the time to start. The first phase, focus on your GS. At least till October or till December, it is up to you. Fine. Anything else? Yeah. See all that, actually I am not aware of the dates, all that. I think it is June last week it will start. Profiling will be done, and I think from July first week the test will start. You can check at the admission, the headquarters. Yeah, you can check with Kaushik. He'll explain, but you have to take the test also is there because it is mandatory. Because we need to, we'll obviously, since you're Gurukul, we'll obviously take, but the test is also important for the mentor to understand which stage you are. How do you, because the test comprises of essay and ethics. So we need to understand how do you think. So that is very important for the mentor. That is the reason. Fine. Anything else? At this point of time, 3 S's are important. You note it down, write it down. That is very, very important. 1 S is self-confidence and self-belief. All are self. As I said, looking inward is what is important now. First S is self-confidence or self-belief. Fine. Second S is self-accountability. Fine. The third is I forgot actually. Or did I include it in the first S only? But self-confidence is very important. Self-belief is very important. Self-accountability. These 3 are very, very important. Self-confidence, self-belief. The third S is self-accountability. Motivation, self-motivation. Because motivation, see, what I'm speaking now, there are 2 types of motivation. I keep saying that. What I'm speaking now is an external motivation. This will be there for today, maximum another 24 hours. Or if you are so much motivated for this weekend. This weekend, with the weekend, my motivation will also go down. But if you have to remain motivational, then self-motivation is very, very important. See, even for us, sometimes there's so many bad days, but we have to get, the next day we wake up with the same energy, things would not have worked as we would have thought. We would have expected a lot of results from this year batch, and prelims only they are not clearing. So it is not only that you guys are disappointed, we are equally disappointed. We are equally disappointed because for us also it is a challenge, because we want to give more number of students as rank holders. So we work with the same aim. Just like you want to get a rank, we are equally dedicated to get a rank from IASbaba. Please try to understand this. It's not like you are not clearing and we are happy that we are next batch, they're coming, we are getting money. It doesn't work out like that. See, money is there, you have to run the business. And we pay lakhs together for rent across all the centers. Right? Everybody, there's a huge team, we need money. Right? But that doesn't mean that we are running behind money only. You go to any coaching institution, you come back here, you will understand that. Right? We follow ethics, certain ethics, and we stick to it. And as I said, I was also a student before, I've been through it. That is the reason I started IASbaba, and that will always be there. So please try to understand that, as that 3 S's, please keep it in mind. Self-accountability, very important. Self-belief and self-confidence together, and self-motivation. You have to be self-motivated, right? No matter what, the next week you have to come with the same energy and prepare. Fine.